welcome to Cooking with Granny and Mama Soul Kitchen. Today, everybody, we got homemade buttermilk biscuits, everybody. Yes, yes, and a yes. I just want to say, get rid of the can, ladies. If you want to what? Keep your man. But it's true. It's true. Get rid of them cans, everybody. Homemade buttermilk biscuits is very simple. Just 2 ingredients, which is the flour here, which is, we use the Martha White flour. If we can ever find it, you know, that's perfect self-rising flour. We have our grated butter here, shredded, cold butter, and some buttermilk, everybody. So that's all we need, everybody, okay? So this is what we do. Since the flour is self-rising flour, it has already the salt, the baking powder already inside of that, and the soda and all that stuff. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna mix the butter into the flour to make it nice and crumbly, everybody. Don't worry if it's not evenly distributed out, because it's going to be all mixed up anyway. It's going to be just perfect, okay? So I used about 1.5 cups of flour and 1/2 stick of butter, okay? And now we're about to pour some buttermilk in there. Now what we do is we usually make like a little well here, a little hole, okay? It's important for this process for your buttermilk. So we're going to pour the buttermilk in the middle. And we're going to make it like about that. Almost fill it to the top, not too much, okay? You can always add more later, okay? You don't want it too soupy. So what we do is add a little flour in the middle like this with a fork. You have to have a fork. And you spin it around. And it's grabbing the dryness of the flour around the well, everybody, okay? This is how you make buttermilk biscuits. Very simple. Now, you see the consistency? It's starting to get thicker. And it's coming together, okay? So we want all this flour incorporated in that. So it's, you see right here, the milk is gone, okay? So now we're gonna add more. So you're gonna build another well, okay? Another well, pour it in there. About another same right here. You don't wanna go to the top, okay? Because we can always add more later, remember that, okay? We're gonna stir it up again. Add some more sides to it into the middle. And just keep it going until it's all incorporated into one big nice soaky ball. Not too soaky, okay? Just perfectly like this. See the consistency? Because now we're going to be able to knead it, everybody. Okay, now you'll see the flours on the side. That's a lot of flour. So what we're going to do is add some flour on the outside this time, okay? The middle is perfect, okay? We just add a little bit of more buttermilk to the side and whip it on up in there. And make sure it's all mixing together. So we're going to make sure the whole bowl is like that, everybody, okay? I know it's kind of close in one vision, but here we go. I just want to make sure you guys see the formulating of this nice little biscuit ball here. Look at that. See that? All right. So now we don't want to stir it too much, everybody. That's the consistency of how we want this flour ball, okay? Now, watch this. Now, look at all this right here. See all this over here? We move that over to the side. We still have some flour stuff over here. So we're going to go ahead and mix this up as well, everybody. Make sure it's all perfect. I'm going to turn this bowl around so you can see it. Right there. So you're going to go like this. Okay? Now we're done. We're actually done mixing in the buttermilk. Okay? See some dry areas here? That's good. Because now we're about to knead it onto the cut board here on a nice little bit of flour. Lightly dusted flour bottom here so we can cut out our biscuits, okay? Here we go. This is our lightly dusted cut board right here, everybody. So we're going to take our dough ball, see that right here? And we made sure that it was very incorporated together, everybody, okay, with the buttermilk and all that good stuff. So now we're going to place our ball onto the, okay, here we go. So now we have the flour onto the cut board. And as you see, when I had the lighted floured cupboard here, we have more flour over here to the side, okay? That's what we're going to add in. We don't want to add too much flour because the consistency of this dough is perfect already, okay? Now we're just going to roll it around a little bit to get some flour on all sides so it won't be too sticky, okay? Because it is wet. Now remember that. It's not soggy, but it's not wet. Now as you see, we're pulling some in from the side over here to make sure it gets onto this part right here. And we're going to go ahead and lay this out. Now, you can take a rolling pin and you can do it and roll it out if you like. But I'm going to put a little bit of pressure on this. We're not going to even use a rolling pin, okay? We're going to use the old-fashioned way, okay? That's how we do it. Now we're going to Go ahead and move this over a little to make it more even. And we're going to put a little bit more flour on our fingertips here. And now we're going to cut them out with a nice cup, okay? You can use a metal. Now, my grandma used to use a metal tin cookie cutter, okay? She used to use a coffee cup, a coffee can, and cut hers up and make them into cutters, okay? The less you deal with your flour, the better, everybody. You don't want to handle your flour too much to make it tough. These are going to be some nice, light, and flaky biscuits, okay? Now, we're going to put some flour on the rim of this cup. Okay, so now we have the flour on the edge of this cup. See that flour distributed there? And we also just put a little bit here on top. And we're going to roll this on over on top like this with your hand, everybody. So it can come off nice and not so sticky, okay? Now, this is actually perfect. You see the height of this? We like thick, high top biscuits, okay, everybody? If you like, what's that red and white restaurant that make biscuits with chicken, don't make it flat, okay? You make a flat dough, you're gonna get a flat disc, okay? Now, we're gonna have a nice cut here. We're gonna cut on the edge, twist it a little bit. You're gonna do the same thing right here next to it. You're gonna make all your circles, okay? You're gonna make all of them. Now, people have phobias. They say, oh, I use real glass. I don't want to hear it. Oh, I use plastic. I don't want to hear it. Oh, I use a cookie cutter. I don't want to hear it. As long as it's a circle, it will work, everybody. Okay? That's preferences back old school. Old school biscuits, you just grab whatever's clean. Sorry for that noise. Our air fried chicken's ready, everybody. We're going to talk about that too. So now we're going to go over here to the nice buttered pan. You're going to lay your biscuit there and flip it over. And there we go. We're going to do the same thing with this one. So we're going to line this whole pan of our biscuits, everybody, okay? Now, this is how we're going to do it. Now, stay tuned for it when I show you when it's done. Here's our cut-out biscuits. So, a cup and a half of flour will make you a good, 7 big biscuits or 8. We have 1 big biscuit here because I like a big biscuit when I have my breakfast, okay? But you can have 8 biscuits. It comes out with 8 biscuits. So this is how we do it. We're going to go in the oven for 23 minutes. We're going to check it at 350 degrees. All right, everybody, we are back. The biscuits took 23 to 24 minutes. You can leave it in there as long as it turns nicely brown on top and nice, not burnt on the bottom. You don't want it to be too burnt at the bottom. It'll be perfectly golden brown. Now, we went on and buttered these biscuits in the middle with some real butter, everybody. You got to have real butter, and then we want to place honey on it. How do you like yours, with syrup, honey, or jam? Follow us on our YouTube channel for a lot more coming soon.